lot for turning up this evening, and thanks to Tate for having us. Just want to introduce the people that are here tonight. First of all, this is Sarah Braddock-Clark. She's going to be kind of chairing the evening because we're both a little bit tired. And you can get out of us whatever you put in, I suppose. And this is Richard Long. I'm sure a lot of you know him. It's a real honour and privilege for him to be here. He's an international famous artist who makes sculpture by walking, and he's had 200 shows over about 40 years. And blah blah blah. So the purpose of the evening is there's no kind of structure to it, so it might be a complete disaster. But we've finished this long walk. We started off in different places, and there's also a book that started the whole thing, and I'll come back to that in a minute. But I'm going to just pass you over to Sarah, who's going to kind of cue up the evening. Let me get my breath, have a drink of water, and then I'll be doing some readings, and then there'll be some questions. As the whole thing in counting work, I was sort of like, I'm vaguely a numerate anyway, so I kind of lose the plot. But the fact of like pilgrimages, the fact that they count, they walk for miles, 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 miles. Are you counting specifically because you're part of the idea, or do you, sometimes you count to kind of pass the time, or what?
Well, it's like walking. You can count and use numbers in all different ways. So I can't specifically say that I use numbers in one way. I mean, obviously, to make a walk, for a start, you're counting the days.
Yeah.
But then I've made walks where I've counted stones.
Yeah.
So I put like
punctuates the walk.
Or like famous work of mine, I put 1,000 stones onto the footpath.
Right.
Which is, for me, it's like a nice idea because, footpath care is made by people, walking or passing by, putting a stone on, and all I did was to put like 1,000. And by now people have put many more on. So that's 1,000 stones is like a big amount of stones, and yet it's still anonymous. Yes. So I'm interested in all these ways of.
But only you know that there's 1,000.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you only know that because I've told you the story about it.
Yeah, sure.
Or another time I put the number of stones according to how many feet that place was above sea level.
Yes, yes. Do you think that precise nature is to balance sort of contrast with something that's quite random? I mean, I find walking is great because it's unpredictable. You never know quite what's going to happen, especially down
here. Well, I suppose in general I bring my sort of human rationality, to the sort of chaos of life. I mean, that's a very funky way to say it.
I walked over, coming from Zena to here today. It's kind of a bit like that, and they're almost like mini passes. I went over a pass and I just found a big lump of sheep fleece. As I was to get over, there's a custom when I was in Peru. Pulled down my hair. You're supposed to pull out your hair and put it under a rock, so I pulled it up, tied it around the thing, shoved it on the rock. And will it be there? I don't know, but it's kind of a little sweet memory for me. And I'm sure we all do that on a walk, pick up a stone, put it somewhere else. Yeah. You do it too.
I guess in a way you could say that a lot of my work is just it's full. I've made a big thing out of all these like little habits that people do anyway.
There's a childlike quality to it as well, isn't there? Yeah. And simplicity and directness.
Yeah, like damming streams or bouncing stones across rivers. So I've bounced stones from like America to Mexico, Costa Rica.
You've liberated them.
Yeah.
And what's your record then? Skipping stone.
Yeah. Anyway, so
walking today, you're planning. What's your next? What have you been thinking about your next idea? Or is it so vague and not quite?
No. I mean, strangely enough, on the walk today, my head was full of the past more than the future. Because I know Cornwall so well through my childhood, and then the childhood of my children, and now even in my contemporary life, I've made lots of walks between the standing stones of Penrith Village, or walk from Land's End to John Craig's.
So memories.
yeah, my head was just full of all this stuff.